The consolidated meeting of the City Council, Community Development Commission, and Buena Sanitation District are called to order. City Clerk, will you please do the roll call?
The record will reflect that all members are present with the exception of Mayor Ritter.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation by Nerys Kaufman, member of Seroptimus International of Vista. Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Let's just take a moment. You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, but just take a deep breath and feel the energy and the power, the love, the intelligence, the goodwill, and the challenges that each and every person brings to this room. And let's reflect on this great city, on the sun that's shining in and fortunately is usually shining. Remembering its history, its present, and its future, and help everything that happens here tonight to be in the very best interest, as we know it is, of this great city and every single person here. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Ms. Geldert, are there any changes to the agenda?
Thank you. Yes, there's just one minor change under presentations. The second proclamation is actually, the date is incorrect, so if we could correct it, a proclamation declaring May 15th through the 21st, 2011, Public Works Week in the City of Vista.
Okay, perfect. Next, the City Attorney will report on any actions that we've taken in closed session.
Okay. The council met in closed session on the three items on tonight's closed session agenda, CS 1, 2, and 3. No actions were taken that are required to be reported at this time.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and move on to presentations. The first presentation is our Fair Housing Poster Contest Awards. I would like to ask Kelly Matthews of North County Lifeline, along with all the members of the City Council, to join me at the podium to congratulate all the winners. So. Okay, this year marks the 43rd anniversary of the Fair Housing Act, which prohibits discrimination in the housing and housing-related transactions on the basis of race, color, national origin, religion, familial status, and disability. As we have done for the past 15 years, the City of Vista has challenged our youth to show us what fair housing means to them, and we do this with Fair Housing Poster Contests. So hopefully you've all seen the works of art outside. They were very nice. I saw them earlier today. This year we had 150 entries. Yeah, it's a lot. Our largest to date, and we were proud of all those that participated. But tonight we want to acknowledge and award the top winners of our annual Fair Housing Poster Contest. We have 3 age categories. We have kindergarten to 2nd grade, 3rd through 5th grades, and 6th through 8th grades. Kelly Matthews with our County Lifeline was the facilitator of the poster drawing workshops and will be assisting in handling out the awards. Every winner will receive a fun-filled, glittery bag packed with art and school supplies, free drink coupons from Sonic Drive-In, and 2 tickets to one of the summer productions at the Moonlight Amphitheater. In addition to the bags filled with art supplies, the first place winners will receive 5 one-day passes to the Wave Water Park. Second place winners will receive 2 one-day passes to the Wave and 1 Krikorian movie ticket. Third place winners will receive 1 day pass to the Wave and 1 Krikorian movie ticket. and those selected as our honorable mention winners will receive 2 Krikorian movie tickets. Now, if the following children will come forward and receive their awards, we have for the kindergarten through 2nd grade, honorable mention was Norma Beatrice. Third prize was Kevin Ochoa. If you're here, Kevin. If you're here, come on up. Norma, are you here? Come on up. Right here. Maybe we can take each one individually? Yeah, okay. Okay, Norma, we're going to have a picture taken. So you want to stand right here? Right here, probably. Yeah, I think we're going to have to right here. We can get all 3 of them. Well, let's do each one individually. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's take a picture of her first. Yeah, we'll do Norma first. We'll just stand right there. Second prize, Aldair Martinez. Andrew, can you help me here for that? And let's see, first prize is Ishmael Morales. I didn't give you his? Okay, they already got it, okay. All right, now for 3rd through 5th grade, we have honorable mention Lakea Preston. I'm going to go ahead and name them all for this grade group. 3rd prize was Jennifer Arevalo. 2nd prize, Samantha Patterson. 1st prize, Brianna Hull. Huh? Okay. Are we going to get them all together? Just one at a time. One at a time. Yeah. Okay. I just want to get everybody up. You ready? Smile. One more set. And for the 6th through 8th grade, we have honorable mention Megan McKinley. Amber Grassman for 3rd prize. 2nd prize, Katie Scott Smith. And then 1st prize, Noelani Martinez. Again, we would like to congratulate all of our winners today, and we thank you all for participating. Before we close, we'd also like to acknowledge and thank those who donated the prizes for our contest. The San Diego Fair Housing Resource Board, the Wave Water Park, the Moonlight Amphitheater, or the Moonlight Theater Productions, the Kokorian Movie Theaters, Sonic Drive-In, and thank you so much for giving back to our community. Congratulations to all. Proclamation down there too. Okay, the next proclamation is declaring May 15th through the 21st, 2011 as Public Works Week in the City of Vista. I'd like to invite Craig Trammell, Public Works Operation Manager, to join me to accept the proclamation. Okay, let me go ahead and read through the proclamation. Whereas in 1960, President John F. Kennedy established National Public Works Week as an annual reminder of the many ways public works contribute to the quality of life for residents of every city and to honor the men and women in the public works field. And whereas the mission of the City of Vista's Public Works Department is to efficiently and effectively serve the residents of Vista through proper maintenance of the city's public infrastructure to the highest level possible. And whereas the Public Works Department adheres to the highest professional standards to ensure the best for the residents of Vista, including responsibility for such services and projects as maintenance, facility maintenance, sewer maintenance, street and highways, traffic signals, street lighting and landscaping, vehicle maintenance, stormwater monitoring, graffiti removal, and solid waste and household hazardous waste collections. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these services and facilities, as well as on the efforts and skills of the entire City of Vista Public Works team. And whereas the City Council of the City of Vista calls upon all Vista residents, businesses, and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public services and to recognize the contributions that public works officials make every day. Now, therefore, the Mayor and members of the City Council do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th, 2011 to May 21st, 2011 as Public Works Week in the City of Vista. Congratulations. Now, you know that you guys still have to work that week, right? Absolutely. Okay. I don't think we would do real well if you guys weren't working, obviously, that week. So, yeah, congratulations. C9. Okay, that was good. So now we move on to the consent calendar. This is where we address any items that have been pulled, or I guess we need to address some items that have been pulled, right? We have 2 items that are being pulled by the public. There's C6 and C9. Does anybody on council have any that they would like to also address?
I'll go ahead and move for the remainder of the consent calendar.
Okay, first and seconded. So go ahead and vote, please. Looks like it passes unanimously with Mayor Ritter absent. All right, at this time, I'd like to go ahead and move on to C6. Then.
Would council like a report, or would you like to hear the questions? This is on the engineers' reports and assessments for fiscal year 2011-2012, and it's an annual action on having by law engineers' reports for approving the City of Vista Lighting and Landscape District Number 1 assessments for determining the costs and the amount of the assessments to be imposed, and without any increases, of course, on any of these, or south. And then the third one is the South Melrose Landscape Maintenance District and assessments. Would you like a report? Okay, then we will hear from the speaker.
No, we'll just go ahead and listen to the speakers then. Let's go ahead and start with Mr. Rabel.
Good evening, Council. Chuck Rabel here, Vista citizen and taxpayer, and one of your best friends. Couple questions. The way this is always done is that the engineer comes back with his report, no question. But this isn't rocket science. The idea of $13.51 consisting of $5.62 for street lighting, so much for signals, so much for landscaping. With the exception of the electric bill, okay, and perhaps some subcontractor, the best Public Works can do is come up with a number for the engineer. Just like the agenda, okay, somehow we went from April to May on a proclamation. Just like we did on the resolution about the Morris Vance Community Room kitchen cleaning, come up with a rate of $60.35. It just, if it were business or if it were accounting, maybe it's credible, but by taking it out to the second decimal point doesn't make it any more credible in my mind. We received this last week in the mail, and I guess you haven't given up on trying to increase the fees on the citizens of Vista. The idea that the Lighting and Landscape District needs to be like a enterprise accounting. It doesn't take into the fact that now that the city owns all those properties that used to be in the redevelopment area, that used to be paying these fees, but now that the city owns them, they don't pay. It also doesn't take into the fact that at the beginning of the last time it was assessed, there was probably a surplus for a couple years at least. And where did that surplus go? One can ask. It's a long time ago. I appreciate that. Anyway, if this thing does go to a vote, it's not going to pass. And there's no reason why, particularly when, again, we talk about these traffic signals. Well, I guess there was no plan to pay the recurring cost of the traffic signals at the two new fire stations.
Mr. Ray, wrap it up, please.
You got it. I'm wrapped.
All right,
Take
thank you.
care.
Appreciate it. That's it? Just the one? Okay, just the one speaker. Anybody have comments, discussion? Councilman Lopez?
Yes, thank you. When the old part of town was built, we automatically put our lights in, and there is no charge to the people, correct? Well, traffic or lighting.
Okay. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Dale
Thank you.
Nielsen. I'm the finance manager and treasurer for the city of Vista. When traffic signals and lights were put in the older part of town, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what was done at the time back then.
Do people pay a charge? Do they charge them today?
To install a signal?
No, for the electric on the street lights, and do they pay a fee now, the residents of the old part of town?
Yes, the lighting district is a citywide district. All 20,000 plus parcels within the city receive some sort of assessment.
So the Shadow Ridge part of it that we're talking about here, when was that established?
Shadow Ridge was built in the mid to late 80s, I believe.
Okay. So we have been paying, the city has been paying for this over there since then?
Yes, the city lights,
The residents have been paying.
the residents, yeah, through the assessment district.
When does this end?
The assessment district really doesn't have
Never ends?
Yeah, I mean, well, it could end if we chose to end it, but it doesn't have a definite life to it like a debt service bond or something like that would.
So it never ends. Okay, thank you.
Okay. I need a motion. I didn't hear that.
I make a motion to approve.
Go ahead and second that.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, let's go ahead and vote. Okay. Passes 3-1, Mr. Lopez abstaining. Next item is C9, which is the fee waiver, or waiver of site rental fees for Bringle Terrace Park for the Easter egg hunt. So I think we need to hear a staff report.
Would you like a report?
Just a quick one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Zimmerman?
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I'm Allie Zimmerman. I'm the assistant to the city manager. This item is a recommendation to waive the site rental fees for Bringle Terrace Park for the Easter egg hunt that took place last Saturday. The site fees were approximately $311. Mr. J.C. Wynn, a member of the community, worked with the Pride of Vista Lions Club to put on the event. There's a number of fees that are associated with renting the city property. They include special event insurance fees, the site rental fees, and the temporary salaries for part-time staff that need to be there for the event. And Mr. Wynn has requested that the site rental portion of the fees be waived, which the city council may do at their discretion.
Thank you. Any comments? I'm going to have Mr. Wynn come up. He'd like to speak.
I'd like to have him come up first, then I'd like to talk.
Yep. Mr. Wynn has filled out a speaker slip, so J.C.?
Hello, council. Thanks for having me again. I'm here to do a little kind of report maybe about the Easter egg hunt. I'd like to thank Councilman Lopez for being there almost all day and participating with buying a few raffle tickets, even though he didn't win anything. He still was hoping, but I think we had a really good deal there. I think we had a lot of people show up. You know, the entertainment that we had on the stage that we set up there came off really well. You know, the jazzercise, the Zumba, the folklorical dancers that came and performed 2 performances for us. A number of nice raffles from our community that donated anything from the rec department gave us some Wave Water Park tickets, and the Kokorian gave us a number of movies with buckets of popcorn, you know, and stuff. And I think the people really enjoyed having an Easter egg hunt for the city this year. So I look at it this way, that we all put it on together. You know, it was a whole family thing. Community, city, you know, private clubs, everybody chipped in. It was amazing that it took off with the short amount of time that we started, with the amount of things that we had at the end result, made people happy. I'm happy to report that we have enough money to pay all the fees. If you don't choose not to waive the fees, we can pay them, not to worry, and still have a little bit to start for next year's. However, if you waive the fees, we have more to start next year with, and we look forward to doing this again and being bigger and better next year with a little more planning and a lot of recommendations that we took from people that were there. So anyway, thank you for your consideration, and I'm going to go back to the Bahamas where I was when they called me up. You know, Santa Claus doesn't really work in the spring. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Gronke.
Well, I just want to say thank you, JC, for putting this all together. Excellent job. You know, I've heard about it. I heard that people had a great time there. So, and considering you had such a short time to put it all together, kudos to you. And now you're ready for next year, and have a whole list of things that you can improve on or change or alter or something like that. So thanks again.
Councilman Lopez.
Thank you. I was there for most of it Saturday, and I think I got there about 7 o'clock, somewhere around there in the morning. I thought I was going to hide Easter eggs, but there was too many people ahead of me, so I didn't get to hide any eggs. But this was put on in a real short period of time. I was wondering, can he pull it off? I'm telling you, folks, you missed a great time Saturday, because there was a lot of people there, a lot of young kids, little ones, big ones, and there was a lot of volunteers. I don't know how Mr. Wins got everybody out there, but he did. The lady right next to him, I believe, is his wife. She was a great great speaker out there. Mr. Wins was just never stopped. You had Eleanor Hutchison out there working with, I believe, the Lions, and you had Mary Lou Cliff out there as a judge. I can't see that well of all of them out here, but I'm telling you, there was a lot of participation out there. I think if this is the first year, I think next year, I'm hoping that the city gets a little more involved with this, because you have a perfect place out there for a Easter egg hunt, and you made a lot of little kids happy. They had all kinds of activities. The jazzercise was there. They had the folklorico dancers out there. They had a lot of things going on, and it was a great job. You did a great job, and I hope this council waives the fee, because it's you need the money to start next year, and maybe you'll have a better start and have money to do things so that it can become even a bigger production next year. You did a great job. People need to commend you for that. Great job. Thank you.
Councilman Coles.
Yes, Mr. Wynn, I wanted to add my thanks to your generous effort. I certainly will vote to approve the waiver of the fees to give you a jump start on next year. And what you've done shows where a partnership between the community and our city can really work. Those things don't always go well, but I think what you've done has proven that we can rely on people like you to support us and our children. So thanks again.
Great job, JC. You pulled it off. You and the other community members that were mentioned earlier that volunteered. There's many people. But, you know, if we waive these fees, that means you got to do it next year. Okay, well, I think we're all set to vote. I just need a motion.
I move to approve the waiver of the fees.
I'll second that.
Okay. Congratulations. Fees are waived. Okay. That's all the items we have for this evening. Next is oral communication. So this is the opportunity for anybody that's filled out a request to speak can come up and address the City Council on any of the items that are not on the agenda. So first up, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. First I have James Lambert. Please approach the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, James Lambert, Avenue de la Playa, La Jolla, California. Dear council members, I'm here today because I'm a little upset with this city. I own investment property in this city, and have been seriously considering buying more investment city, but I'm not going to. The reason is I keep on getting these things in the mail. First of all, I noticed that this city has one of the highest sales tax in all of San Diego County.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Has one, well, according to Home Depot, they've said that managers over there told me and complained about it. Okay, I visit that location in your Vista. It's certainly higher than the neighboring cities, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it seems like you guys are out of control of your spending. I mean, we've got this lavish city hall here. It's nice, but why? Why do we spend millions on things like this? Then I get in the mail a bill for the sewage. The last 12 months I've been getting this. Additional tacked onto my property taxes. Then recently I just got something for the city lights. I have to be paying extra money for that. And my question is why? Why is the city out of control with its spending? I don't know. I know that most cities have problems with their pensions and the way they pay their employees. A survey was done just recently by 2 San Diego City councilmen showing that the private sector compared to the public sector pension is 3 times. The public sector is being paid 3 times more in pension than public sector employees. Why is that? It seems like you can't control your spending in this city, and for me, I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money in this city as long as that happens. You know, I was satisfied with the old city hall. I mean, it was fine. Why do we have to spend millions on something like this? You people are out of touch what's happening out there in the real public. I have more friends of mine that are unemployed today than I have ever seen in my life. Businesses are hurting, and they can't afford your excessive taxes here. So as a private citizen, I'm here to voice my opinion. And like I said, it would have been a fairly sizable amount. I was looking at buying 2 golf course properties, but I'm thinking of not doing that now because of that. Thank you.
Okay. Would you like to have somebody talk to you after the meeting?
Yeah, I'll have someone call me.
Okay.
I have to go to my house right now.
Okay. Did you leave your number?
Appointment I've got other things I have to do. But you guys are out of touch. I'm sorry. And it's gonna where it's so.
We'll have someone give you a call then. Thank you. Next speaker, Chuck Rabel.
Following up, not on the last speaker, which I will follow up on, but before that, the waiving of the fee. Now that I'm retired and getting old and long in the tooth, I can appreciate the fact that I can look forward to someday hiding my own Easter eggs. Thank you for that. Chuck Rabel again. Couple of items. You've nibbled at the edges of next year's budget, assuming there's going to be a workshop coming up. Maybe you can get to the meat of it. Back 2 months ago, the Little Hoover Commission up in Sacramento, which is a bipartisan commission, came up with recommendations regarding pension reform, where payments to current retirees would not be affected. A hybrid model would be established that combines the lower defined benefit formula with an employee match risk management contribution system. California needs to do what the feds did 25 years ago and put everybody on Social Security. Cap the at 80,000 to 90,000 range of maximum salary that could be used to calculate pensions. Eligibility ages for pensions that do not encourage early retirement, a requirement that employees and employers share the normal cost of funding pension plans, clear definition of the final compensation to prevent spiking. If you go on the CalPERS website right now, there's a button you can push that tells you how they can help you spike your pension. A prohibition against contribution holidays when employees do not pay into the fund, and a ban on retroactive pension increases. The Vista Chamber of Commerce has taken a positive position on this. Rather than wait for Sacramento and the political cover it might give you, let's do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes the items on the agenda, and we'll move on to remarks from staff and City Council.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. You were my first
Slight
one to
level.
ask.
Few mechanical malfunctions, thank you. A lot of the redevelopment agencies statewide are looking to see what is going to happen, and the governor's been immersed in many other issues and trying to look at a variety of actions with the budget, and the May revise, we've been told, will come out with again, the abolishment of redevelopment. So that's what we're looking to see. We don't really have much control over that. They state that allegedly that they're one vote away from having that in the Senate, and then be successful in abolishing redevelopment. And so that will be a very sad day, but that's where we are, and so we'll have to figure out how we get projects done, and it'll be a lot slower and a lot leaner. But that's all we have for the moment, and we will be look forward to presenting the budget, the draft budget, on May 10th to council during the day, starting at 1 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Lopez.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Aguilera. One of the items here where it showed $60 for the kitchen contract there. I was in the restaurant business for 45 years, and I've also rented facilities, and I've been in charge of rental facilities, and the amount that we charge for this is not that much for the size kitchen that we have, and also the kitchen that we have is a well laid out professional kitchen where if we don't keep it up, many a times when I was in charge of kitchens, one person might think this is clean, but the other, it's not that clean. So, this is kind of a safeguard as far as to make sure that kitchen stays good and clean and is kept up, because it's important to keep those kitchens up when the next person comes and rents that kitchen. Also, the gentleman who spoke earlier about, we're out of touch. We are not out of touch up here. All of us up here, well, I know I do anyway. I'm out there in the community looking at what's going on with businesses and what's happening in this community. When this city hall was decided, you voters voted it in. And at that time, this was a few years back, the economy wasn't the way it is today. And it took a dip a couple years after. But the economy is going to change, and it is changing. We built this city hall at the best time that you could build it, for building it and for the financing of it. And yes, we're having the problems like every other city does and like other businesses have, but we're working on a budget, and it's coming out. It'll come out good in the long run. So to say we're out of touch, we're not out of touch. You're going to look, you young folks that are out there, in 10 or 15 years from now, you're going to look at this building and you're going to say, we're so glad we built it back in the years that we built it, because it's the right thing to do. And you'll look back and you'll say, I'm glad we built it back then, because it's almost paid for, and we'll have a beautiful building for generations to come. And I feel very strong about this building, and I'm glad it was put up during the time I was on council. It didn't go maybe the way the economy we wanted it, but we're here. We're here, and someday you'll look and you'll say, good thing we built it. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Coles?
I won't talk into much detail about how I don't feel that we're out of touch as a council or as staff, but I won't comment more on the admonishment we received here. I was pleased last Wednesday to attend the North Coalition Prevention Coalition's rally, anti-drug rally out at Boomers, and they had a wonderful event. They invited 6th through 9th graders from throughout Oceanside and Vista to attend. It was oversold. It wasn't sold. It was a free event for the young people, but they had to turn people away. They had good messages, good times, good games, and I was proud to be able to be there on behalf of the city and to see the good things that are going on in the background. So thank you again for another fine 2 weeks in Vista, and we'll look forward to the next 2 weeks.
Councilman Gronke?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, a question of the city manager. I was at a North County Transit meeting the other day, and we were talking about the budget for that agency. And at that time, we talked about sales tax, and they were projecting an increase coming up in the first quarter, second quarter, and so forth. So are we seeing the same thing, the same trend? Are things finally turning around for this economy?
We have increases in our sales tax projections, and it's looking a bit certainly better than what we projected. But we also have decreases in our investment income, and our housing, our property taxes are looking, for the future, and all of the economists are projecting in that is that the sales tax people are spending because it's under the pent-up demand for basic staples. But what they're seeing is that, of course, the property tax changes after dropping so low is that they're going to be very anemic and very slow. We realized that on the Transnet figures provided is that they looked at 11% projection of growth. And I see Mr. Nielsen, his eyebrows just shot up to his hairline. And so we don't see that in any indication, and maybe it's for a combination of, I was trying to look to see how they arrived at that figure. It appears that it may be a combination of income and subsidies that they're getting along with sales tax. But we wouldn't dare project anything near that high. We're still looking at things in the 2 and 3% range, but it certainly is better than what it was last year.
Exactly. I mean, it sounds like things might be turning around, at least in the real.
Certainly in sales tax, yes.
I hear the housing market is still fluctuating quite a bit. The other issue I have deals with the mailer that went out. That's been out there for a couple weeks now, and I'm just wondering what kind of results we're getting back on that.
We've received about 1,400 to 1,500 of the postcards back so far, and what we're doing is validating the yes votes and looking at. Our target is still, as council set it at, as 2,500 affirmative votes to say whether we should then go out for the full-blown engineer's report and assessment for increases, and then the mailer that was specifically whether someone's increase would be 50 cents a month or all the way up to $2 or $3 a month.
Yeah.
somewhere in that range.
To me, the important part of that whole message is that it is a message. You know, we're getting the word out that this is occurring and that the city's still hurting and that we need people to step up. So we hope that that will happen. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to, I guess, reiterate what some of my other council people have already spoken about. But we have some great people in our city of Vista this weekend and this past week. We've had a lot of volunteers in various organizations, not only the Egg Hunt, but Alta Vista Gardens had their Earth Day on Saturday. It was very well attended, probably the most people I've seen there in all the years they've had it. We also had the City of Vista participating along with many other organizations. But like I said 2 weeks ago, I think it's these tough times that bring out the best in people and bring out the volunteers in the community. And with those people, we will get through all this. So I thank the City of Vista and all the community. And I believe this meeting is adjourned.